From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your afternoon update.
Ants Meats and Grocery is much more than a grocery store. We carry a full line of quality meats, local and organic vegetables, and a large variety of fish, Green Mountain Smart Control pellet grills, and a full deli case of sandwiches and side dishes.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Meteorologist Mike Krueger, and you are looking at your afternoon update. Just a quick update here for your midday hour. You got one more day of mountain thunderstorms. I think most will be north and east of the valley. Temperatures, they're leveling out. We're not really seeing much change here. Just kind of staying in the mid-90s, give or take, for the valley, and of course cooler than that in the mountains, and obviously cooler for the coast. No big heat waves in the long range, and really, after today, we're not expecting much, if any, more thunderstorm activity. That certainly is going to be a welcome sight. But Siskiyou, Modoc, Eastern Mountains. Not all of the Eastern Mountains, by the way. The mountains of Shasta County, the mountains of Tehama, and even the mountains of Butte County are not expecting any thunderstorms. It's mainly Lassen and Plumas counties that will see those thunderstorms this afternoon. Taking a look at that fire weather forecast, starting off with those winds. And of course, the winds are going to be coming out of the south, a little breezy. That's going to keep that fire weather risk with the dry and hot conditions here in the moderate to high range. And we kind of repeat that again for your Thursday, and then going into your Friday, it looks like we're going to be mainly looking at the moderate to even high conditions, especially by Friday afternoon. So nothing unusual with our overall fire weather risk. It's just going to be continued dry, hot, at least for this time of the year, and the winds a little breezy at times, but again, no major events. So as we can see, the monsoonal moisture has been working its way up from the south really since this past weekend. But now we're starting to see some drier air begin to move in. You see it's actually cutting off that flow. You see that rust color that's moving into Southern California. That's cutting off that flow of that monsoonal moisture, and we will also start to see more of that drier air moving in. But we've got one more day. I think it's a little aggressive with how far south and west that green is, but there is most of the thunderstorm activity will be in central and eastern Siskiyou County. And I do expect that'll also make its way into Modoc County, Lassen, and Plumas counties. But look at the mountains of Shasta, Tehama, and Butte counties, and even the mountains of Glenn County off to the west. You're not going to see any thunderstorms either. There you can see by 6 p.m., most of it to the north, most of it to the east. That continues in the evening hours, but then should dry out. And we're looking at mainly dry conditions on Thursday. However, this model still wants to pick up on maybe a little bit of leftover moisture and activity here for extreme eastern Modoc, Lassen, and Plumas counties. I'm not setting it in stone in the forecast just yet, but just be aware of the fact that there still may be a few lightning strikes. As much as I hate to say it for Thursday, but really overall, it's not looking all that promising. Then of course by Friday, I think we can finally just say we're done. We're done with these lightning strikes. Temperatures mid-90s, give or take, for the valley. There's most of the thunderstorms to the north and east of the valley. Temperatures are dropping as well, at least for those daytime highs. Overnight lows, look at this, low to mid-60s in the valley. Remember a couple of mornings ago, it was like in the low to mid-80s in Redding. So yeah, this is definitely a welcome sight to at least starting to kind of cool off at night. You can kind of open up those windows, let some of that fresh, cool air in. Looking at your 7-day forecast for the valley, leveling out mid-90s, give or take, depending on where you are. A little bit warmer for Redding, not quite as hot for places like Chico. The coast, mid to upper 60s, partly to mostly cloudy skies, status quo. Inland, low to mid-90s, status quo. Trinity County, same thing, right? Low to mid-90s for your daytime highs and dry. But there's that chance for thunderstorms for Siskiyou, Modoc County, and at least for Lassen and Plumas counties. And then, of course, we're looking at those drier conditions. As I said, I'm not setting in stone any thunderstorms for extreme eastern Modoc or extreme eastern Lassen and Plumas counties, but just note that chance is there. Temperatures should generally be in the upper 80s to low 90s for those daytime highs. That's your afternoon update. I'll have your more detailed, more deeper dive forecast at 6 o'clock this evening. Until then, have a great rest of your afternoon.